The Other Shore, Thich Nhat Hanh. Chapter 6. Happy Continuation. Listen, Sariputra. All phenomena bear the mark of emptiness. Their true nature is the nature of no birth, no death. Every day we witness birth and we witness death. So why does Avalokiteshvara say, there's no birth, there's no death? Suppose we draw a line from left to right, representing time. We imagine that to the left is the past and to the right is the future. Suppose you take one point along the line on the left and call it B, the moment of your birth. By just designating point B, we have a problem. You think that before you were born you did not exist. You belonged to the realm of non-being, and that you began to exist only at point B, the day of your birth. You believe that you continue along that line, living your life, being the same person, until you arrive at another point further along the line called D, death. You think that when you come to D, you don't exist anymore. You pass from the realm of being into the realm of non-being again. Imagine a hen is about to lay an egg. Before she gives birth, the egg is already there inside her. Similarly, you were already inside your mother for 9 months, before you came out. So it's very clear that before you were born, before the point B, you already existed. The fact is that if something is already there, it does not need to be born. Had you not existed, how could you suddenly come into existence? How could you go from being nothing to becoming something? Actually, even before your conception, you were already there. Half the elements that make up you were inside your mother, and the other half in your father. Not only in terms of genes and chromosomes, but in the form of thoughts, beliefs, qualities, talents. If you look back even further, you'll see that you existed also in your grandparents and your great-grandparents and their parents and grandparents before that. Looking deeply, you can see that there has never been a time when you did not exist. The day your mother gave birth to you is not the day you were born. It's just the day you manifested in this form. You have always been there. There's no birth. There's only continuation. Your so-called birthday is really your continuation day. The next time you celebrate it, you can say, Happy Continuation Day. Suppose we look deeply into the sheet of paper again. Is it correct to say that the moment the wood pulp was flattened to become a sheet of paper was the moment the piece of paper was born? This cannot be correct, because before that moment the paper was already present in many other forms, in the wood pulp, the tree, the sunshine, the rain, the cloud. And this is still true now. It continues to be the cloud, the tree, the sunshine. When we use our intelligence as we touch the paper, in it we can feel the forest, the sunshine, and all the elements that made the sheet of paper possible. If we were to remove the forest or any one of these elements, the piece of paper would no longer be there, no longer be able to manifest. So not only in its past life was this piece of paper the tree, the forest, the sunshine, the cloud, and the rain, but also in the present moment it continues to be the forest, the sunshine, the cloud, and the rain. It is a formation, manifestation of many causes and conditions coming together. Therefore, what we call the moment of birth of the paper is not really the moment the paper was born, because the paper was not born from nothing. So the truth of the piece of paper is no birth. It's never been born. The moment it takes on its form as a piece of paper is just a moment of continuation, not a moment of birth. As I look more deeply, I can see that in former life I was also a cloud. This is not poetry. It is science. And like the piece of paper, I was not only a cloud in a former life, but I'm still a cloud now. I am made of earth, water, air, and fire. The water I drink was once a cloud. The food I eat was once the sunshine, the rain, and the earth. I'm the cloud, the river, the air, at this very moment. So I know that in the past I was also a cloud, a river, and the air. I was a rock. I was the minerals in the water. This is not a question of belief in reincarnation. This is the history of life on earth. We have been gas, sunshine, water, fungi, plants. We were single-celled beings. The Buddha said that in one of his former lives, he was a tree, he was a fish, he was a deer. This is not superstition. Every one of us has been a cloud, a deer, a bird, a fish. We continue to be these things today. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. The notion of birth is created in our mind. However, as soon as we think there is birth, it implies there must also be death. But the ultimate nature of reality is that nothing is born and nothing dies. To be born means that from nothing you become something. But that is not the case with the cloud. Before the cloud appeared in the sky, she was not nothing. She was the water in the ocean. She was the heat generated by the sun. She was the water vapour rising up to the sky. And when we can no longer see the cloud in the sky, she hasn't died. She has just transformed into rain or snow. The notion of death is also created by our mind. It's impossible for something to become nothing. The cloud hasn't died. It is manifesting its new form as rain, as hail, as snow, as the river, and as the cup of tea in my two hands. So the true nature of the cloud is no birth and no death. What about our sheet of paper? Can it die? We think that if we want to destroy the piece of paper, we just need to strike a match and it will go up in flames. It will become nothing. Truth is, when we burn the paper, it'll change into something else and will continue on in other forms. Ash, smoke, heat, in our body and the universe. The heat is one of the next lives of the paper, as is the smoke rising to the sky. The ash will return to the earth and become part of the soil. So, the sheet of paper in its next life might be a cloud and a rose at the same time. We have to be very careful and attentive in order to realize that this sheet of paper has never been born and it will never die. It can take on other forms, but we are not capable of transforming a sheet of paper into nothingness. Everything in the universe is like that. Even you and I. We are not subject to birth and death. A Zen master might ask a student the following question. What was your face before your parents were born? This is an invitation to go on a journey to recognize yourself in all your various manifestations. If you look deeply, you can see your former lives as well as your future lives. This is not abstract philosophy. It is reality. Look at your hand. Ask yourself, how long has my hand been here? If you look deeply, you can see your hand has been around for a very long time. Hundreds, thousands of years. You can see many generations of ancestors in your hand. Your ancestors are not only alive in the past, they are here in the present moment, still alive in you. You are their continuation. They have not died. If you had died even once, how could your hand still be here? As the French scientist Antoine Lavoisier, 1743-1794, said, "Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed." This is exactly what the Heart Sutra is saying. Even the best contemporary scientists cannot reduce a speck of dust to nothingness. One form of energy or matter can only become another form of energy or matter. Something can never become nothing, not even the tiniest speck of dust. Contemplating a leaf. One autumn day, while walking in the park, I became absorbed in the contemplation of a very small and beautiful leaf, in the shape of a heart. It was turning red, barely hanging onto the branch. It was about to fall. I spent a long time with this leaf, asking it a lot of questions. I discovered that the leaf had been a mother to the tree. And usually we think of the tree as the mother and the leaves as the children. But contemplating the leaf, I could see that the leaf was also a mother to the tree. The sap that the tree's roots take up, called xylem sap, is only water, amino acids, minerals, not rich enough to nourish the tree. So the tree distributes the sap to the leaves, which, with the help of the sun and carbon dioxide, transform it into phloem sap, rich in sugars, which the leaves send back to nourish the tree. So the leaves are also a mother to the tree. Since a leaf is linked to the tree by a stem, the communication between them is easy to see. We are like that leaf. When we were in our mother's womb, we were also linked to her by a stem, an umbilical cord. All our nourishment came through the umbilical cord. Our mother breathed for us, ate for us, drank for us, did everything for us. Then one day that cord was cut, and we started to think of our mother and ourselves, two different entities. In fact, our mother continued to nourish us like before. Our parents are present in every cell of our body. We continue to receive nourishment from our mother, as well as the suffering and the troubles of our mother, which continue to influence us, as they did when we were in the womb. That cord is still there, not just until we turn 18, but for our whole life. When we can see the umbilical cord, we can start to see the countless umbilical cords that link us to life all around us. There's an umbilical cord that exists between us and the river. The water we drink every day flows down from mountain springs and streams right into our kitchen. So the river is also a mother, and there is an invisible umbilical cord between us. If we cannot see it yet, it's because we haven't looked deeply enough. There's another umbilical cord between us and the clouds between us and the forests, and another between us and the sun. The sun is like a parent to us. Without our link to the sun, we could not live, and neither could anyone or anything else. We are nourished, sustained by countless parents. The river, the wild animals, the plants, the soil, all its minerals are our mothers and fathers, and are mothers and fathers to all phenomena on planet Earth. And that is why in the sutras it is said that living beings have been our parents through countless lifetimes. There are umbilical cords linking us to all that is in the universe and in the entire cosmos. Can you see the link between you and me? If you are not there, I am not here. That's certain. And if you do not see it, look more deeply, and I am sure you will see. That autumn day, I asked the leaf whether it was afraid to fall, And since it was autumn and the other leaves were falling, the leaf told me, "No, during the whole spring and summer I was very alive. I worked hard and I helped nourish the tree, and much of me is in the tree. Please do not think that I am just this form, because this leaf form is only a tiny part of me. I am the whole tree. I know that I am already inside the tree, and when I go back to the soil, I will continue to nourish the tree. That's why I do not worry. As I drop from the branch and float down to the ground, I will wave to the tree and tell her, I'll see you again very soon." Suddenly I had a kind of insight very much like the insight contained in the Heart Sutra. You have to see life. You shouldn't say life of the leaf, but life in the leaf and life in the tree. My life is just life, and you can see it in me and in the tree. I saw the leaf leave the branch and float down to the soil, dancing joyfully, because as it floated it saw itself already there in the tree, and it was so happy. I bowed my head, and I knew that we have a lot to learn from the leaf, because it was not afraid. It knew that nothing can be born and nothing can die. I am more than this body. It would be wrong to think that what falls to the ground and dies in the whole of the leaf during the 9 months that it lived. The leaf travelled far. It has breathed and produced oxygen, which has entered into us, human beings. When we practice walking meditation, we receive nourishment from the leaves as we breathe the fresh air, which in part is made by the leaves. The leaf, which has now fallen to the ground, has entered both of us, and the tree it fell from. It's not easy to see all the places the leaf has entered. We should not identify the leaf cadaver we see on the ground as being the whole of the leaf. Only then do we truly see the leaf, which is present everywhere. For many months of superb work nourishing the tree, nourishing other species, providing shade and making life beautiful, the leaf lets go, gracefully falls to the ground, without any fear, because it knows it has gone out into many directions. It does not identify itself with the form that is floating down to earth, because what is floating down is just a small part of itself that will become one with the earth. In the future, it may become a leaf or a flower again. There's nothing to attain and nothing is lost. When we look into a leaf, we should look deeply like this in order to see the interdependent co-arising of the leaf. To see that the leaf is not just present in the leaf, it is also present in the tree and in all other phenomena. Once we are able to see this way, our grief and our sorrow will disappear. The gift of non-fear. If you have realized the truth of emptiness, you can share the gift of non-fear with others. This is a precious gift that can be helpful to someone who is dying. When someone who is dying is caught in the idea that they are no more than their body, they become very afraid. The realization that our body is not a separate self is very important. Our body is made up of everything that is not this body. Our body is continued outside the body. And once we have seen the true nature of this body, its birth and eventual death, its coming and going can no longer touch us. If we are afraid, it's because we have not yet really seen the body. It's thanks to being in touch with the true nature of the body that we can overcome our grief and our fear. We should not wait until we are on our deathbed to begin to contemplate that this body is not myself. We should begin right away to look deeply into the truth, so that we can help those who are dying, and so that when we ourselves are dying, we can be at peace and without fear. Most people are used to living in the realm of birth and death. They forget about the realm of no birth and no death. We need to know that in this very moment we are living the life of no birth and no death. The word know here is very important. To know is to realize. And realization is mindfulness. All the work of meditation is aimed at waking us up to one thing, that birth and death can never touch us in any way whatsoever. Some people dedicate 6 or 7 years of their life to studying for a doctorate, staying up late night after night, year after year. How much time, how many minutes, hours, nights have we dedicated to contemplating the insights the Sutra offers us? Studying the Heart Sutra isn't an intellectual exercise. It is a matter of our liberation. Studying the Heart Sutra, we can find insight into our actual situation and liberate ourselves from our afflictions, suffering, and fear.